Yes, now everyone, welcome back to the predictions videos. We're up to game week 11 now, but I'm on a bit of a stinker. I've lost 3 in a row. Last week, Marty picked up 6 from 6, picking up every correct result. Didn't pick up a correct score, unfortunately, and I only picked up 3 points for myself, so I moved to 37, and the guests catch up. They're on 36, they're right on my tail now. But let's meet this week's guest and see how he is going to go on. Wes, thanks for jumping on the predicts this week. How have you been?
Hello. Mate? Good. New Year's Eve. It's been great. Nice to relax and back into it for 2024.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're only just kind of coming into the Australian football space. How have you found your first kind of season of fully understanding it?
Well, it's funny because of, Inside Right, my podcast, it's all pretty much European football. I've never really gotten into the A-League. I've just obviously I'm a Liverpool fan, so it's just all been England and Europe. But I was talking to a few people I've had on. I'm like, you know what? I need to get into Australian football. It's the right thing to do, especially at the moment with the Socceroos and the Matildas. I had great tournaments in the World Cups. I had to get into the A-League a bit more. So that's what I've done this season.
All right, let's jump straight into it. First game of the week, it's Adelaide playing Wellington down at Cooper's Stadium. Two teams that have kind of hit a bit of a rough patch in recent weeks. Wellington losing 2 of their last 5. By their standards this season, that's not very good. And Adelaide, bit of a drop in form. I think only winning 1 of their last 5. But Adelaide are playing 2 home games this week, so we've got to keep that in mind. But I think this one, Wellington will set up that strong defensive line that they've had all season, and how good has Ben Old been. He's on fire recently. I think he gets on the score sheet, and I think Wellington win this one 3-1. All right, first game of the week, we have an inconsistent Adelaide United coming up against top of the table Wellington Phoenix. How do you see this one playing out?
First of all, can I just say I love Wellington Phoenix this season. I'm loving it. Giancarlo Italiano, aka Chiefy, I think he's done a fantastic job with the boys. In the last 5 games, 2 losses, however, but they want to bounce back from that. You can just tell it's going to be a tough game for them. They're away from home. There's Adelaide Oval. They're top scorer wise, they've spread most of their goals out between the strikers. I think it's Zoada. I can never pronounce his first name. Zavada, thank you. And Costa Barbarouses, of course. I really like Alex Paulson, their keeper. 21 years of age. I think he's got a great career ahead of him. Craig Goodwin's left, bit of a bruise for Adelaide, and Nestoria Nkunda, the entertainer, as I like to call him. He'll be going in July, so it's going to be a good game. I'm going Wellington Phoenix 3-2.
3-2, high-scoring game.
High-scoring game. The A-League's a bit like that, I've noticed. Some games can be very low-scoring or super high-scoring. There's no in-between.
Game 2 of this week sees Macarthur play host to the Newcastle Jets down at Campbelltown Stadium. Now, Macarthur on a 3-game losing streak, just like myself. Maybe we can both pick up that win this week. And especially against a Jets team that's been really inconsistent. They've picked up 2 wins, a draw, and 2 losses in their last 5 games. So there's not really any form guide with the Jets. And I see Macarthur winning this one. I think they come back to winning ways. After a disappointing result last week against the Wanderers, I think Macarthur will win this one. Let's go with a 4-2, bit of a high-scoring game. All right, and then second game, Macarthur taking on Newcastle. 2 teams that have kind of struggled for consistency in the last couple of weeks.
Yes. Well, Macarthur, 3 losses in a row. It's not good. However, they're at home to a 10th place Newcastle Jets. Great opportunity to get back on track. Newcastle Jets, very underwhelming. 10th place last season, currently 10th place this season. 2-1 win to Macarthur for me, a close game.
First game of the triple header on Saturday is the Wanderers playing host to the Mariners at Combank Stadium. What is Marco Tullia's last game in the A-League? Now, the Mariners are unbeaten in 6 games, with 4 of those being wins. They've really turned around their form in the last few weeks after starting the season 0-4. And the Wanderers start to look like they're getting back to that form that we saw at the start of the season. Will they pick up the win here and ruin Tullio's party? I don't think so. I think it's going to be a draw in this one. I'm going to go for a high-scoring 3-all draw. Maybe Tullio gets a couple of goals in his send-off. My team, and I guess your team as well, since your bet with Joe K has come around.
I know, and I just said I love Wellington. This is not good.
Western Sydney Wanderers taking on the Central Coast Mariners in Marco Tullio's last game for the Mariners. Maybe he gets a bit of a send-off for the Mariners with a win.
Yeah, good on him. First of all, I think, correct me on the pronunciation if I'm wrong, but I think the club's called Kyoto Sanga.
Yeah, I believe so, yeah.
It's a big blow for the Mariners to lose him because I think he's a fantastic player. He's done well in the Asian Champions League. He's got 4 assists for the Mariners in the A-League. Angel Torres, 6 goals in the A-League as well. So they're going to want to send him off right. I 100% agree. So it's a 2-1 win to the Central Coast Mariners against Western Sydney.
Maybe he gets on the score sheet for it?
Sorry, Joe K. Yeah, and let's hope he gets the winner, 90th minute.
Second Saturday game, and is Brisbane taking host to Sydney again for the second time this season, but under new management for both clubs. Since that game, Corrick has been sacked and replaced by Ufuk Talai, and now with Ross Aloisi leaving for China, we've got Ben Khan that stepped in for the Brisbane Roar. Maybe he picks up that first win in fair few games there for Brisbane. They have not been in a very good form, where it's been the opposite for Sydney. They've won their last 2 and they're finding a bit of form. They've won 3 of their last 5. Maybe they push towards finals with this game. I don't think so though. I think that new manager bounce will kick in. Maybe it didn't kick in last week because it wasn't technically a new manager. It was just an assistant getting promoted. But I'm going to go for a Brisbane win. I'm going to go with a 3-1 victory in this one. And then another Saturday game. It is Brisbane taking on Sydney FC, a game that I will be attending. Brisbane have announced their new manager, and Sydney are a bit resurgent in the last couple of weeks.
It's a bit bonkers at the moment for Brisbane. Ben Khan? Ben Khan, new manager, 35 years of age, which I was very surprised about. It's a very young manager, but you need to give things a try, especially after an 8-1 loss to Melbourne City. The departure of Ross Aloisi, I think it's just time to press the reset button. So it's new manager syndrome. When a new manager comes in and they always go well the first game, it's a 2-1 win to Brisbane for me.
And the final of the 3 games on Saturday is Perth playing host to Melbourne Victory. High-flying Victory, still undefeated in the league, but now without Bruno Fornaroli for a fair few games. Can Perth capitalise on this? Can Adam Taggart get on the score sheet again? He's been on great form recently. And going over to Perth is no mean task in itself. Victory are going to be in for a long day and a long night. Long travel. It's just going to be long for Victory in this one. And I think they get a draw. I don't think they can lose this game. I think Perth are just too inconsistent for them to beat Victory. Maybe they're that inconsistent that they do beat Victory. But I'm going to go for a draw on this one. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. And then the last Saturday game, Perth taking on Melbourne Victory. Perth is always a hard place to travel, but against a very good and very well-performing Victory side, they might struggle in this one.
Yeah, look, I've spoken to a lot of athletes, basketball actually as well, but it's football, of course, and they say Perth. The away game in Perth's always a struggle, just because of where it's located, but also, it's quicker to get to New Zealand than the A-League. Yeah. So it's always tough. Bruno Fornaroli, 13 goals this season. I absolutely love him. I think, Melbourne Victory, extremely fantastic. Attack, defense, it's all just worked out well for them this season. It's going to be tough. I think, the away game. However, I think second half, it's 4-1 win to Victory. I think they're going to score a lot in the second half. I think it even could be 1-0 to Perth at half-time.
Even without the Fornaroli, because he's over in the Asian Cup at the moment?
Yes, I know. But, I still think they got goals in them. And they're a great team too. Wellington Phoenix and Melbourne Victory, I think they're miles ahead of everyone else this season.
And what is technically the last game of game week 11 is Western United playing host to Melbourne City. Obviously, Western United picked up that win in that first week against Melbourne City at Amy Stadium. So would that be a catalyst for this week? I don't think so. I think just Western United are in too deep of a hole at the moment. They might score in this game. They're starting to score a bit more, which is good signs for Western United. But Melbourne City, after that 8-1 win last week, how could you go against them? Jamie McLaren's on fire. He's going to want to push his name even further into the Golden Boot race, especially with Fornaroli out for a few weeks at the Asian Cup. I'm going to go for a Melbourne City win here. I think it's going to be 4-1. I think they walk the park with Western United in this one. And then the Sunday game, we got Western United bottom of the table coming against Melbourne Victory.
Are you sure about that?
The side that they beat first week of the competition, of course.
Yes. Western United. When I was writing these notes, I was having the biggest friend to myself. John Aloisi, not Ross. He needs to that team needs to step up. I just don't think it's good enough. A few seasons ago, you won it, right? It's unacceptable in my eyes, and I think he's very lucky to have his job. It's disastrous. I think that's the only word I can use to sum up Western United season. Disastrous. Only 7 goals as well this season. Yeah. It's just absolutely not good enough for a team like this. Jamie McLaren, I think good on him. Not going to the Asian Cup. Let's be honest here, with the way the Socceroos play, he's not going to start.
No.
He's probably wanting to have a bit of a better season than what he's having. He wants to be top. He wants to score goals. He's that type of player. He wants to be competitive. He wants to be ahead of Bruno Fornaroli's goal record at the moment. He's a competitor. It's a 3-0 win to Melbourne City.
And our last game of the week this week, we've been spoiled. We've got 7 this week. It's Adelaide taking host to Macarthur. 2 teams that have playing twice in a week. Macarthur just aren't getting a break at the moment between the AFC Cup and now playing 2 games a week in the A-League. They're going to be tired. I think Adelaide will run all over them this one. Adelaide don't have the trouble of travelling as well, so they've got that in their advantage, and I think Adelaide win this one 3-1. We've got our 7th game of the match week this week. A Monday night game. Adelaide taking on Macarthur. Maybe Adelaide get the edge here because they don't have to travel like Macarthur.
Exactly right. I have not set a draw yet, and I think I'm going to go a 2-2 draw. It's 8th place to be 5th. That's tighter than what the table might tell. I've got a bit of a soft spot for Adelaide, especially Nestoria Nkunda, the entertainer. I think he's going to put on a show, and it's going to be a 2-2 draw.
Thanks for coming on, Wes.
No problem. Thank you very much for having me.
No worries. If people want to find you, the Inside Right podcast?
Inside Right Football on Instagram, and check out our podcast on Spotify.
Yeah, very, very good listen, especially if you're into the European scene.
Yeah, exactly right. Thank you very much.
Thanks again for Wes for coming on. I'll leave his links down in the description. Make sure you go check him out. But there we are, week 11 of the predictions done. How many do you think I'm going to get this week? Will the guest take the 4th straight win from me? Let me know down in the comments. Thank you all for watching. Remember to like and subscribe. Remember, we're trying to hit 100 subscribers by the end of January, and we're so nearly close. So make sure you subscribe. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you soon.